Hi Simmers, welcome back to my channel, and thank you for joining me today standing up for democracy and freedom and human rights in Hong Kong. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for clicking on my video. I like to play The Sims for fun, and that's what we try to do here. Most of my videos are Batuu gameplay, but there's lots going on in the world outside of Batuu. This video is a house speed build, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom with a very distinct shape. The letters HK for Hong Kong. Be sure to give this video a quick like by pressing the thumbs up button below, and leave me a note in the comments to add your thoughts. I love hearing from you and responding to comments. To build a house to stand up for democracy in Hong Kong was important to me. I didn't pay much attention to the fact that I had not seen too much of this stuff in the Sims YouTube community, because the more I dug into it, the human rights violations going on in China right now, and the way this story actually continues to be engaged with both the Sims and the YouTube community, it felt really timely. The more I dug into it, the more I liked the sound of a build like this. It seemed like a relatable way to spread some information. Thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's great to have you with me today. Let me be frank with you all. The situation right now is not a good one. Pro-democracy leaders continue to be arrested. The latest article I've read from Al Jazeera was shocking. Listen to this. Hong Kong media tycoon Jimmy Lai denied bail again. He's a Beijing critic arrested under national security law in August. And that was when 200 police officers raided his tabloid's newsroom. He is the founder of Apple Daily. And today, he's the most high-profile person to be charged under the Chinese-ruled city's national security law. And he's been in custody since December 3rd. For him, this is very, very personal because he is from the mainland. Right now, he's public enemy number 1. And many of the pro-democracy supporters feel that he is a victim of a political vendetta. This is about crushing dissent and eroding freedom. So, its supporters say that this law restores stability after months of unrest. But it goes against the one country, two system principle. Beijing imposed the national security law on the former British colony last June after months of pro-democracy protests, with what many Hong Kongers saw as China's encroachment on the self-governing island freedoms. Again, one country, two systems principle. So this is really, really bad. Beijing has labeled him as a traitor, and everyone that's pro-democracy feels this is blatant suppression. Other headlines coming out from Hong Kong are even worse. Children are being targeted now. Teaching guidelines for children from 6 years old suggests that Beijing wants to remold Hong Kong society. Another headline, 9 Hong Kong activists go to trial over a huge democracy rally. 2 veterans of the fight, one of them Martin Lee, he's now pleaded guilty over one of the charges. So this means life in prison. Even in The Sims 4, no one gets life in prison for supporting democracy. So, speaking of The Sims 4, did you know today, did you actually know this? This is what I was talking about with the plot thickening, about how they are connected. The Sims 4 is banned in mainland China. That's messed up enough to shock me, but it actually goes a lot deeper. Looking through forum archives online, I've not been able to actually find someone who's successfully downloaded The Sims 4 in Hong Kong. I did find an origin thread that says The Sims 4 is available in Hong Kong. So this leads me to believe that on paper, I think it's supposed to be. But a couple of forum posts that I did find reported that the game download stopped at 20%. So by chance, if you're in Hong Kong and you're watching this video, hopefully you're pro-democracy too. But if you do have The Sims 4 and you are able to play, please let me know. Learning is one of the great gifts in life, and I always appreciate the update. So as I mentioned, YouTube, then there comes YouTube. It's also banned in mainland China, and I'm not sure about if it's permitted in Hong Kong, to be honest. Is YouTube doing anything about this? Can they even do anything about this? It's kind of like the Disney situation, right? Is EA in the same boat too? And I guess this has been going on for a really long time. Right, so like super quick history as we're getting into the living room, bathroom, and kitchen area of the build. The Sims has been banned in 7 countries since 2018, and it's due to the game's explicit LGBT content. So many of you already know this, but it's banned in the United Arab Emirates, China, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait, Qatar, and Egypt. The Sims 4 added a wide range of gender options that were all independent from one another, making the game highly trans-inclusive. Developers Maxis and EA said at the time that they worked alongside the LGBTQ advocacy group GLAAD on the update. So over the last 18 years, The Sims has been criticized by many due to its acceptance of same-sex marriage, gay parenting, extramarital sex, and non-traditional families. Even prior to the groundbreaking gender update in 2016, players were unable to woohoo with other Sims regardless of gender or relationship status. But these 7 countries have nothing on Russia. In 2014, The Sims was given an adult-only rating by Russian authorities due to the inclusion of same-sex relationships. This is actually the complete opposite of how a lot of us have been feeling lately about The Sims, that the game is being specifically marketed and targeted to younger and younger audiences. Compared to a country like Russia, where it has an adult rating, but is still available, that's a huge difference. That makes me a sad panda. Just like South Park. I just wish that everyone who wanted to play The Sims had that option available to them. If you want to play it, you should be able to. I grew up playing this game, and it can be a lot of fun. Especially in the pandemic, I found it's a great stress reliever. You might have noticed in the build, I'm using red and yellow. So in the looming future of authoritarianism, 2 colors have taken on another meaning of their own. So these 2 colors, well, red and yellow, they're the colors of the Chinese flag. But in the pro-democracy movement, the 2 colors are yellow and blue. And I think that yellow means pro-democracy and that blue means pro-nationalism. The red comes in as representing the Beijing government itself. I could actually be completely wrong on that, but that's what I gathered from an article I read. But what do I know? I just build houses in The Sims 4. And go ahead and let me know in the comments that I'm not very good at it too. Alright. So you're awesome for sticking with us this long. And yes, it does get more intense. So what do these pro-democracy protesters want? Well, they've adopted 5 demands and not one less. as you might imagine, the best way to spend this swinging time is by spending some time going through a list. So, what are these demands? The first one here seems pretty reasonable, is for the protests not to be characterized as a riot. Okay. Second one, amnesty for arrested protesters. Okay, yeah, amnesty is good, there's a lot of international groups working on that. Number 3, an independent inquiry into alleged police brutality. Yeah, sure, going back to the international there, they could take it to the UN or something, right? Number 4, implementation of complete universal suffrage. Okay, I'm not really sure what that means, but it sounds like it might have to do with human rights, so that's a good starting point. And the last thing is to withdraw the bill. Okay, and it says that's already been met. That was back in 2019. This is a BBC clip. So, protests supporting the pro-democracy Hong Kong movement have spread across the globe, with rallies taking place in the UK, France, US, Canada, and Australia. In many cases, people supporting the demonstrators were confronted by pro-Beijing rallies. And in addition to that, Chinese President Xi Jinping has warned against separatism, saying that any attempt to divide China, get this, I'm gonna say it again, any attempt to divide China would end in bodies smashed and bones ground to powder. Bodies smashed and bones ground to powder. This is the next Sims villain, for real. The way I see it, he is really missing out on life, spending all his time grinding people's bones to dust. I could think of about 9,000 better things to do with one's time. Isn't that straight out of Rumpelstiltskin anyways? No, it's from Jack the Beanstalk, the giant. Oh yeah, that makes sense now. The giant grinds the bones to make the bread. Is that what he's doing? Making bread with people's bones? What a fairy tale. But it's not so funny when it happens in real life. So we gotta stand up for democracy where we can. There are innocent people in jail because of this. Right now I'm building a nice little enclave outpost there outside of the yellow cold room with like a nice Zen garden, and the people that are in jail that have been arrested because they stand for democracy don't have any of these amenities right now. They don't have houses like this. They're in jail. If they weren't in jail, maybe they'd be playing The Sims. Well, maybe not, but they still have dreams. And everyone deserves to be able to follow their dream. Even if that dream means doing a speed build in The Sims for Hong Kong with one build divided in between two letters, two systems, H and K. In a build that uses both Batu items and items from the Paranormal Pack. Everyone should have that right. And what a better way than over a nice clip of landscaping. It's a long road to freedom. To say the least, this has been quite the build. We've talked about many different things that are going on with the situation in Hong Kong. I'm still not too sure what to make of it. If there's something I missed, please do let me know in the comments. What you have to say is important. Your voice is important. As the build winds down, I wanted to give a special shout out to you, The viewer, you took the first step by watching this video today. From the bottom of my heart, I hope you found this a nice way to learn something new. As I scroll through the final walkthrough of the house, please do pay close attention to the details. Many of the lovely features of the home resonate with the Hong Kong story and are a testament to the current situation. The colors, the windows, the pathways. I tried really hard to make this house a peaceful place to live, because that's the kind of place Hong Kong should be for everyone too. So, if you like this video, please be sure to click the subscribe button below for more speed builds, tutorials, and of course, Batu videos. I am wishing all of you a wonderful 2021. It's the year of the ox. This is a year for prosperity. So, let's keep fighting for what we believe in. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Sims for Fun, out of here.